joined by JMU women's basketball, Kiki Jefferson. So, Kiki, my first question for you is, growing up, why did you decide to play basketball as that being like the sport that you kind of wanted to make something out of it?
I was just always, like, I grew up around basketball, and then my parents sacrificed so much for me to play. So I feel like what I'm doing right now is just a thank you to them. Basketball is something that I always can get my, like, if I'm having a bad day, it's something I can always get my mind off when I play basketball. So it's just something that I love and I just enjoy, and I'm always around it.
And you've kind of been known as like the face of JMU women's basketball since you've gotten here. So, how do you think people look up to you in a way?
I think it's like on and off the court they watch me. So I know we go into Walmart and they're like, oh, it's Kiki from the basketball team. So it's just like something that I have to keep in mind so that I know that like I'm always being watched and just make sure I'm always representing JMU. But being able to be the face, it's just I wouldn't be able to do it without my teammates or the coaches around us. So it's just amazing.
And your freshman year, you were named Rookie of the Week 9 times in a row, making you the second most in conference history. So how was that your freshman season and kind of having to live up to that moving forward?
Honestly, it was just like a game by game. It was like an award that it came out every Monday, so it was like, congrats Kiki, but let's get back to it. So it was something like I said, it was amazing, but I couldn't get too big-headed because the end goal was to win a CAA championship.
How do you stay focused on and off the court? You know, with academics, being a student athlete, how do you stay focused?
My parents always instilled in me, like, if my grades aren't good in the classroom, then I can just give up basketball. So if I'm not doing what I have to do in the classroom, then I can't be on the court. So being a student athlete, I always have to remember that I'm a student first to be able to play basketball.
And your mom is somebody that I know is so important to you. So kind of talk about y'all's relationship.
All right, so my freshman year, going into my senior year, she got diagnosed with cancer in her sternum. So that just, me and my mom were always close, but like that year has just made us closer because like, I wouldn't say I took my parents for granted, but it was like, I was always the player that always could look up in the stands and like, oh, my parents are there. So my senior year, my mom wasn't there every game, so it's like, oh snap, like, let me like cherish every moment that I had with her. And then this year, her recently getting diagnosed with bone cancer, it's like, what game won't she be there because she's going through treatment? So the games that she's there, I just try and go a little bit harder, but I understand that every day, practice, homework assignment, test, a game, just keep going hard and doing what I have to do because I know my mom's fighting.
And the Play for K game, the cancer game, how important is that game for you every year?
I always take it personal because I feel like I'm playing for K, but I'm also playing for my mother.
And coming out of high school, what were you looking for? Were you looking to have this much success coming into college?
I was just looking to be me. I think success comes with the hard work that I do put in, and it's just, I don't know, just lost for words, honestly.
And how would you say your success in the classroom kind of translate to how bad you put in the work on the court as well?
So my professors would always want me to like show the emotion that I show on the court in the classroom, but I'm just not that type of person. But I do think in the classroom, like I work hard, I try my best. Just like I do on the court, I'm just like, if I do get a good grade, I'm not gonna be like N1 like I am. But like I always say, it's like, I think I focus more on my classroom work because I know that if I do good in the classroom, I'll do good on the court.
And what are you kind of looking forward to kind of post-graduation, you know? Because basketball might not always be the bigger picture, so what are some things that you're looking for post-graduation?
Definitely playing professional. Like that's just my end goal and just what I want to do when I get older.
And how kind of people like Kamaya Small is looking up to her and her path past graduation, how is she kind of a mentor to you?
I've always said Smalls was more than a teammate to me. She's like a big sister and like my mentor. She's somebody I can always like go to, and I've always since she went to the league and even when she was here, I'm like, Smalls, like you're paving the way that I'm just following. Like I don't like following after people, but she's paving the path that I need to follow.
And talk about that transition from going from the old convo to being at AUBC and kind of how that energy has kind of shifted kind of the culture of JMU women's basketball.
It's different. It's very different, and that comes with like leadership. Like my freshman year when I came in, Coop and Smalls were like, this is the legacy that we have in this gym. This is what we want to keep up. And coming into this new gym, it was like the first game, this is what we're starting. We're starting a legacy. We're starting the new history of JMU women's basketball, but also keeping what we know before. So just trying to keep like what Smalls and them taught me and just everything about JMU.
Speaking of leadership, how would you say you have developed as a leader over your time here?
I've always been a leader, but now I feel like I'm more of a vocal leader. So my freshman year, I was like the energy leader. Like if I felt like practice was like too like gloomy, I was like, hey, come on, y'all. But now I'm like the leader when we need a point. I'm the leader like in a huddle when Coach O's like in his coach's huddle. I'm making sure the team is like staying focused. Off the court, the team like knows they can come to me about anything. If they want to go get something to eat, ice cream, anything, they can come to me. But as far as just being a vocal leader, I'm always going to be loud. It's just who I am.
And what are some of your favorite things about playing at the collegiate level compared to, playing growing up?
You can meet so many people. Like in basketball, you meet and you build relationships with so many people, but just college, it's like you never know like who's watching, who you're going to meet. I know like from the basketball standpoint, I see people like when we're smacking through our hands, then they'll follow me on Instagram, and next thing you know, we're working out together. But even like being a student athlete, I went to the Final Four with the SRM group, and it's just like maybe I wouldn't be able to do that if I wasn't a student athlete. So it's just amazing. College is just amazing, and it's just.
And speaking of the trip that you took with the SRM group, how important would you say is taking advantage of those opportunities outside of basketball?
Very important. Going to that trip, it was humbling because like I'm like, oh man, I want to be there, but it was also like our professors look to us more than athletes, like they're like a student. So I know my professor was like, hey Key, like you were good in class, like I think you should go on this trip. And it was just amazing just to be able to be with students that maybe like I wouldn't have talked to because I'm always with my teammates. And it was a break from basketball. I told Coach, I won't be there for a week, and he was like, that's fine, but just a break from basketball, honestly.
And I know you still have some time here at JMU, but what has been your favorite thing about being at JMU, your experience so far as a student athlete?
I would definitely say the last game in the convo, that was just amazing. And then our UVA game this year, that was just like, that was the first year that fans were really allowed in this gym. So it's like our like welcoming and saying thank you, but they just showed out in ways that was just amazing.
And moving into the Sun Belt Conference next season, what are you looking forward to most for that?
I just keep doing what we have to do. I don't really know anything about the Sun Belt, and I just want to like go there and just play JMU basketball. Yeah.
And being kind of banned from playing in the tournament this year, how did that kind of affect the team and kind of make y'all even hungrier moving forward?
Personally, it mentally like messed me up because I'm like my freshman year, the team that I thought would go so far, COVID hit, and then last year we didn't. We lost in like the game right before the finals, and then this year I'm like, all right, we'll be able to like do what we haven't done. So not being able to play like really hurt, but I guess it was humbling because now like the Sun Belt's gonna feel what we've been going through.
Well, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank
today,
you for
Kiki,
having me.
I really appreciate it.